Welcome back to another episode of Motogp Mac, and today we're going to talk about Marc Marquez saying that we don't want to be competitive with just one Honda, but we want to be competitive with all Hondas. And in a recent interview, Marc was saying that, he's asked Honda for a competitive bike and he doesn't really care how that bike will be. His dream is to fight for the title again with Honda, and he thinks when he comes back from injury that they are already on the right track to do it. He has full faith in Honda because he is seeing maximum involvement from HRC. He also went on to state, Joe, that they don't want to be just competitive with one bike, but with all four bikes on the grid. And he also believes that if there is a brand that is capable of reversing the current situation in a short time, it's Honda. Now, he knows going into the World Cup, or as he calls it, or the World Championship, that Honda are already behind. They have a lot of work to do, and the signals that Marc is making is that there's a lot of trust between himself and Honda to dig themselves out of this predicament. Now, Honda have, for the last definitely couple of years, had all eggs in one basket. They were very, very good at picking the fast rider and the second fastest rider. And if you remember that chart that I showed you, it's only in the last 3 or 4 years that they have started to get that bit wrong of the second rider. And when you look at next year's lineup with, Marquez, Mir, Rins, and Nakagami, in my view, it's probably the strongest Honda lineup that we have seen in many years. And, looking at the confidence Marquez has, maybe some of that confidence is coming from the two Suzuki boys being in there as well. They're well known to help in developing the bike. Suzuki was not a majorly funded project, but they were in tune with what was going on with the bike over the past few years. So I definitely think they can come to Honda and say, this is what a sweet handling bike feels like, this is what it should do. I do genuinely believe, though, that Mir will adapt to the Honda faster than Rins. I think Mir just has a kind of a V4 riding style, and I think he can exploit that a little bit better. But saying that, I do think that the factory's intent is to get Marc up there first, and he is pushing the development, and I just hope that they don't fall into what I always call that all eggs in one basket, that it's only Marquez can ride the bike, because that will be absolutely ridiculous if that happens. And secondly, I suppose, Honda now have the tools in what I would call with the riders to actually do this. They have a superb lineup, and I think they have no excuses now if they can't get the maximum out of that bike or bring that bike forward that everyone can ride. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What do you think about Honda saying that they're going to try and make the bike competitive for all riders rather than just Marc? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.